U.S. Secretary of Commerce Gina Raimondo is in China this week as part of the Biden administration's wider efforts to try and cool tensions with Beijing. She's the fourth White House official to visit China in the past 4 months. Amy Celico joins me now. She's a partner at the foreign policy firm Albright Stonebridge Group as part of the Denton's Global Advisors. Amy, thank you so much for joining us. Characterize right now, if you would, the complexity of the U.S. China relationship that the Secretary of Commerce is there to make less complex.
Great to be with you. Well, the Secretary, as you just said, is the fourth high-level visitor to visit China from Washington this summer with the goal of trying to stabilize the consistent downturn in this incredibly important relationship. So to characterize the relationship, I think I can simply say it has continued to get worse on a whole host of issues. And so in Washington, D.C., among the Biden administration, there is a view that re-engaging, having dialogue about these complexities, not necessarily seeking to solve all of these problems, but at least manage competition, some elements where coordination can make things better for the United States, as well as for the global economy. Those are the goals that Secretary Raimondo has set out here in Beijing and in Shanghai this week. Difficult goals, but she's set low expectations, really focused this week on the economic relationship.
Speaking of the economic relationship, China has had a difficult time coming out of the COVID-19. Give me your assessment of the state of the economic conditions in China, and does that present an opportunity or an additional challenge for U.S. policymakers?
Yeah, it's such an interesting issue because, unfortunately for China, the economy's much hoped for recovery in 2023 once the country abandoned its zero COVID policies really stalled out by the end of Q1. And so China right now faces a quite dramatic economic slowdown. And the prospects for the economy really to begin to fully recover are really hanging on the prospects for investors, consumers, businesses to regain confidence in the economy. And so for the United States, there is an opportunity here because right now, Beijing is much more interested in trying to revive confidence among foreign investors as well as Chinese investors. That does give Secretary Raimondo an opportunity here to talk about the role of American business in China, the need to treat American companies equally to Chinese businesses, and potentially revive an economic relationship that is so incredibly important to the overall stability of U.S.-China relations.
And Amy, as the last question, are the economic challenges China is facing, how much of them are cyclical and the result of a global pandemic, and how much of them are systemic and might be harder to fix than just improving relations with investors?
Oh, absolutely, John, much more systemic. This is going to be very difficult for China to come out of this. The COVID downturn and the COVID policies are only one challenge that China faces. China faces a whole host of systemic issues that really boil down to the Chinese government's policies focusing so much on national security that it has undermined many elements of China's business growth, the private sector, and confidence among foreign and Chinese businesses in China's ability to continue to grow. Those are big problems for China to grapple with, and trying to stimulate the economy through getting consumers out there spending, getting investors coming back into China, businesses borrowing money in order to continue to grow, has been very challenging for Beijing because the policy environment continues to be so national security focused. And so there is a significant job for policymakers in Beijing. And for the United States, again, reinforcing that American investors want to participate in this massive second largest economy in the world if the Chinese government will welcome through action and not words, having that investment in the market. That's an opportunity for the Biden administration right now, one that Secretary Raimondo is trying to capitalize in Beijing.
Amy Celico, partner at Albright Stonebridge, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.